What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Let me get to the spot. Let me get to the spot. Hey, everybody. What is going on? This is Plan Your Greatness, and I am your gracious host, Carlton Hamilton. And let's get started today. Today is Motivational Monday. Yes, it is. And I've got a question for you. What are the things that you do every day to make sure that day is successful? I'm going to share with you my 5 things here on Motivational Mondays on the Plan Your Greatness channel. All right, we are back. This is Motivational Mondays on the Plan Your Greatness channel. All right. I asked you a question. What do you do every day to ensure your success? What I really mean is, what type of routine have you created that has become very consistent so that you are going into your days and getting the most out of your days? Now, I'm going to share with you 5 things that I do every single day that ensures my days are very consistent, and that I know where I can make some adjustments if things aren't going the way that I envision them. Because I heard from motivational speaker Dr. Eric Thomas, the man that says, if you want to succeed as bad as you can breathe, then you'll be successful. In one of his motivational speeches, Dr. Eric Thomas said that the DNA of our success is in the routine. And I remember when I first heard him say that, I said, okay, let me break that down for a little bit. What exactly does he mean? And from my understanding is that the more consistent you are, the more things that you do on a consistent basis, it's going to help you become, and if these are things that are beneficial to you, they're going to help you over a long period of time become successful. But what I also notice is that if something isn't going right, you can make an adjustment when you have consistency in your schedule. You just go, oh, that's not working. Pull it out, plug and play what needs to be put up in there. All right. So I want to take you guys back a little bit, because before I get into the things that I do every single day, I want to kind of give you some context of where that came from. And I know it's come from two very powerful places. First and foremost, it comes from my father. Now, my father was not the traditional bounce you on the knee type of interacting with everything that you did type of dad. My dad went out there and busted his behind at Ford Motor Company for 41 years. And also understand, if you've been following my channel, I've mentioned this several times. I am the 7th of 9 children. So my dad had 7 mouths to feed. No, I'm sorry. 9 mouths to feed, plus himself, plus my mother. So that man was responsible for feeding 11 people. That's a huge responsibility. And so he didn't have the traditional time to just spend time with us. But what I do remember is this man's incredible work ethic and this man's incredible consistency on how he prepared his day. I could tell you from the time he got up, somewhere between 5:15 in the morning, how he shaved, what order he went in as far as the razor, the baking soda he used, the mixed in with the Pepsodent, the shaving, the sitting down at the table, the eating his fried eggs with toast, peach jelly or peach marmalade, black coffee, no cream. And just an incredible consistent schedule. My mom would get up, give him his lunch, he'd go off to work. Very just incredibly consistent schedule. So she could very easily figure out, where he was, what he was doing, if he was getting in a little bit of trouble. And I remember my mom talking about that, her having to drive out of the house because he wasn't home at a certain amount of time. Because my dad had a little bit of a gambling problem when we were growing up. So that was something that my mom was very cognizant of. And so, again, she could make the adjustment. She could say, oh, he's off schedule, so I need to go help get him back on schedule. All right. So now let's get into the schedule. Now, the first thing that I do is I get up in the morning. And what time do I get up? Somewhere between 3:30 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Why so early? Well, it started over a period of time where I said, well, I'm going to get up. And, around once I got off on my own and I wasn't on some corporate schedule, I started getting up at 6. And then what I noticed is that between 6 and 7, I had stuff with my kids and just other things, people making phone calls. That usually started around 7 o'clock. And I said, man, that hour wasn't enough time. So I went to 5:30. So now I've got 90 minutes. People start cutting into that time. It went past real quickly. Then I went from 5 to 4:30 to 4 to 3:30, where it seems as though getting up around 3:30 and getting started in my day by 4, that gives me 3 solid, at least 2.5 solid hours of where nobody is bothering me with any text messages, any emails, or any calls or anything before I have to entertain people. And the thing about it is, I used to get mad when I wasn't able to do the stuff that I wanted to do, because when someone asks me something, I'm going to see if I can get it done quickly and get their needs met. And then I go back to mine. And what I kept doing, I kept frustrating myself. So I just said, okay, I'm just going to get up earlier, be able to get my stuff done so that when people do need me, I'm able to focus, get them what they need from me without feeling that I'm actually slighting myself. So first and foremost, I get up early. And again, that's attributed to what I saw as with my father. Now, the other place where I draw from is in prison. Now, when that happened, I was on somebody else's schedule. If I was going to eat breakfast, I had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, because that was the usually around the first time that you're going to be available to get breakfast. Sometimes it was a little later, depending on how they rotated the different buildings. But sometimes if you didn't get up at 5 o'clock, they would call. And if you weren't dressed, you couldn't come running out your cell, half dressed, half shoes on. Nope. They would tell you right out, oh, you're not dressed. Hamilton, get your behind back in your cell. Exactly. So you had to be up and ready. You never knew, sometimes they give you a little warning, but you never knew. And again, I got up real early in the morning in prison. I wanted to eat breakfast. And if I didn't want to eat breakfast, I could just then start getting into my day, whether it was reading or exercising or something, because I needed to try to maximize every minute of the day, because I wanted to make sure that I was walking out of this facility knowing that I had done everything that I possibly could to make myself be the best person. So again, I'm getting up early in the morning. All right. Number 2 is I always try to find something motivational to either listen to or read. Typically, I'm putting it on my phone as I'm walking around, maybe with a headset on or something, or it's blasting on my phone, or I put it on the other system where it's blasting around the home. As far as it's coming out of the speakers, I could hear it in the bathroom. I could hear it in the kitchen. I could hear it in the bedroom. I could hear it in the living room. So I got some sort of motivation going on, getting me fired up. And I could be listening to Eric Thomas. It could be Anthony Robbins. It could be an interview on the Tom Bilyeu Impact Theory. It could be Lewis Hawes. It could be Dr. Miles Monroe. It could be anything, because they all have a different way of spitting that message out, just depending on what I'm needing to hear. But I always try to put something on motivational as I am preparing myself, because I'm usually not out the door. If I'm going to the gym or I'm doing some other transportation stuff, I'm usually not out the door for another half an hour. So this really kind of sets the tone for the day. Now, number 3, this sounds, and I actually kind of stole this from Napoleon Hill, from reading his book, The Law of Success, reading his other book, Think and Grow Rich. One of the things that I came across in his book was when he got up in the morning, he always drank about 8 ounces of water. Now, think about this. This dude put all this information together at the turn of the century. So now we know the importance of keeping your body hydrated, keeping liquid in your body. He's talking about the digestive system and helping just your body flow and just, bowel movements and all the other stuff like that. So I try to get up and drink like 8 ounces of water. I don't gulp it. I just try to drink 8 ounces of water, because I think that my body has been in this repair mode. So now it needs to be replenished. It needs to help. It's almost like a key to ignition, like the lubrication, checking the oil, get this thing back flowing. So I always try to drink some water to, to get my body back on track. Now, next, okay, so I get up early. I listen to some sort of motivation. I drink water. And then the next thing that I do is I have this affirmation or these affirmations that are taped to when I open up the medicine cabinet, because I'm going to brush my teeth, I'm going to wash my face, and I'm going to gargle, and I have baking soda in there. I'm going to, do all that stuff, gargle with, I have all these things, to clean my teeth, this little very country routine. But within there, right in the mouthwash bottle, there's affirmations taped to it. So I look at those and I read them. I have one that's sitting outside of it on the wall right next to the mirror. But I also have ones more specific. As I open it up, I'm looking at them, I read them. It just says, I'm thankful for my health, wealth, my family. This is what, my financial situation I want it to look like. I'm grateful for the home that I'm living in. What are my next steps? So I'm actually just creating this vision and I'm doing it every single day, at least twice a day, in the morning and then before I go to bed, because I go to brush my teeth before I go to bed. So I'm looking at this, I'm repeating this action every single day, twice a day, so I can see it, that it just becomes a part of it. Because I'll get to that a little bit later on, but I do the affirmations because there's a reason later on, which I'm going to mention. Now, the next one is I get to the gym. I try to get to the gym early in the morning. If I don't get to the gym, what I'm doing is I'm doing a little workout at home. And what that is, just simply, I do some jumping jacks, I do some push-ups, and I do some sit-ups. I don't do a lot of them, 10, 15 of them, just to know 1, 2, 3. I mean, if you think about that, how many of you are actually doing that? You ain't doing that. You ain't doing nothing. So just a little bit of that, just to get the blood flowing in the body. And at the same time, I'm drinking water. If I'm going to do that, it's just a reminder. Hey, you're not going to get to the gym, do your little workout, and also make sure that you're maintaining drinking water. Now, the reason why I do that is because if you add everything up, if you add in getting up early, the motivation, listen to the motivational music, drinking the water, listening to the affirmations, all those things, working out at the gym, all those things create a routine, and it creates muscle memory, because the first thing I have to do is I have to think about what I'm going to do. But once I think about it and then I connect it to an action, it becomes a muscle memory, and it becomes almost on autopilot. Not almost, it actually becomes on autopilot. So again, think about that. I've set in place that as I'm even saying it to you, in my mind, it's so easy that I'm doing it. I get up in the morning, 3:30. I listen to some motivation. I drink water. I listen to the affirmations. I go work out. If I can't get to the gym workout, I do a light workout. It has now become a routine in my body. It's on autopilot. So it just becomes a natural thing that I'm doing every day. So now, with all that said, those are the 5 things that I do every single day. Now, what I want to do with you is here's a call to action. What I want you to do is look over what you do every single day. And I want you to find at least 1 to 5 things that you do that are very consistent every single day. And I want you to mark those things down. Those are going to be the things that you do every single day. But here's the twist to this. As you are looking through your day and seeing what you do that makes you successful, I want you to also be cognizant of what you might be doing that is a waste of time, it's unproductive. It just is not something that you need to be doing every day. It's just not productive. And what I want you to do is that becomes an addition by subtraction. You get rid of that and you can focus on the few things that you need to do that help you in your day. And if you start doing that, you are absolutely 100% planning your greatness. All right. So now I want you to hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the notification bell so you can get those notifications when these videos go live every day of the week. check me out on Instagram. I have a couple of channels. You know, it's the family channel. It's like the Hamilton Family Tax. But more specifically, the stuff that goes with this one is going to be on the Plan Your Greatness channel. So make sure you check that out. Subscribe to that. And because I usually, if you don't get the notification, you're going to get something on Instagram that tells you that this video has just been posted, and go check it out. And as I say, and I leave you with this every day, this is Plan Your Greatness. You know why? Yeah. Take us home there, young man. Plan your greatness. You know why? Because no one else will. I'll see y'all next week on Motivational Mondays.
A young boy once was all alone. No one knew